On the grid now, it is the Cooper Tires Pro Mazda Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio, presented by Allied Building Products. It's round number 8 of the 2017 season. It's a long season, and it takes a dedicated group of people to make each year happen. That would be the folks from Anderson Promotions. This is the man right here. We spoke to John Doonan from Mazda. We spoke to Chris Pantani from Cooper Tire. Well, we're speaking to the man. They all helped make this thing go. Dan Anderson. Dan, another great year of Mazda Road to Indy racing. We talked to John. We talked to Chris about the system. It works. We're putting drivers in the IndyCar series. It has to be a great feeling.
It is good. It's always fun to watch the kids as they move up the ladder. I spent last night with some of our graduates from IndyCar. It's great to talk to them again because I remember when they were young. But watching the F2000 kids and then they move into Pro Mazda, the training is complete thanks to Mazda and Cooper for all they do to make this happen, and to IndyCar as well. Let's not forget what they do to help this whole Mazda Road to Indy ladder. They want to grow the stars of tomorrow, and that's what this is all about.
You know, you hit on something really interesting there, the training that these drivers in USF 2000, Pro Mazda, and the top-level Indy Lights experience and gain from running in the Mazda Road to Indy. Can you touch on that a little bit? What kind of experience, what kind of lessons are they learning here on the track, off the track, in the car, and out of the car? What are you guys at Anderson Promotions doing for these young drivers to prepare them for IndyCar? Well,
this whole program of series provides training on the same venues that IndyCar races on, in front of the IndyCar team owners, team managers, and engineers, using the same data system that IndyCar people use. So what we train, more than a lot of other opportunities available for drivers, is to work with a crew, work on engineering, learn data acquisition, learn how to compete in front of big crowds, work on all of your, not just racecraft, but all of your other outside of the race car stuff, your PR skills, your physical fitness, everything that makes a professional race car driver.
Physical fitness, that's why I signed on to be a part of the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, obviously. And then every race weekend. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're the pictures of health. But every weekend on the Mazda Road to Indy is so much fun. But this weekend at Mid-Ohio, it's beautiful. We've got a triple header. It's a lot of racing. We're nearing the end of our championship fight. This is a great weekend here at Mid-Ohio.
The championships are closing up very tightly now on all 3 levels. It's going to be fun to watch, and Watkins Glen is coming up. We got one more oval race for Indy Lights and Pro Mazda, but the season finale at Watkins Glen should be decisive.
Dan Anderson, head of Anderson Promotions, the group that makes Mazda Road to Indy racing, presented by Cooper Tires, possible. Dan, thanks for everything you do for the sport. Thanks for stopping and talking to us. Enjoy the race.
Thank you very much.
Once again, we're getting ready for round number 8 of the 2017 Pro Mazda Championship, presented by Cooper Tires. Our pole sitter, Anthony Martin, trails Victor Franzoni by only 3 points. What's on the line here, folks? A Mazda scholarship check that will promote the winning driver to the top level of the Mazda Road to Indy next season, being the Indy Lights Championship, presented by Cooper Tires. So with that, let's get ready to get things started down here. We're going to hand it over to Rob Howland to introduce to you the starting lineup of today's race, and then we're going racing.
Here they come. Martin on the inside, Franzoni on the outside, into the punch-off zone. Green, green, green. And away we go. And again, as you said, Hanratty will start from pit lane. Good start there, though, for Anthony Martin. He goes out into the lead. Franzoni slots into second. Then it's those 3 Team Pelfrey drivers. The yellow and black cars settling into position. We're underway. First time down to the keyhole.
Up into the keyhole now, a try right there at the start. The 2 leaders there, for a moment, I thought they were going to make impact with each other. As a pretty bold move from that Victor Franzoni machine, trying to get right alongside Anthony Martin, but he drops back in line and they put a little gap. Here he comes again, pressuring on the outside, Brian. He's going to come in side by side, but on the outside.
Side by side right now. We'll see how this plays out. Side by side for first. That pass doesn't get done, but we got a great battle for the 3rd spot. So the 8 car, Anthony Martin, able to hold off, but it's a great charge. We've got a battle right at the point. Tom Michaels headed for you, 1-2, nose to tail.
Yeah, the front 2 have put some distance between themselves. The 8 Martin, the 23 Franzoni. Then you got a gap back. You got the 3 yellow cars, Kuda, Listoshkin, and Fisher.
Victor Franzoni knows his best opportunity to get by is on the opening lap. Tried in the keyhole, tried on the outside of turn number 4. Of course, Martin able to hold him back, and here they come out onto the front straightaway for the first time. Martin leads, Franzoni second. It is now Listoshkin into the 3rd spot. 4th is Fisher, 5th is Kuna, 6th is Stingray Robb, 7th is Chris Wright, 8th is Bobby Eberly. Eberly now getting ready to battle it out here with Bob Kaminsky. Good start there for Anthony Martin, though, John, able to defend the big time pressure early on from Franzoni.
0.4 of a second at the line. How are they looking, Rusty?
About a car length apart now at the exit of the keyhole turn. We saw Hanratty start at the tail there. Out of the pit lane, he impacted the tire wall. The crew doing a great job rebuilding that car and getting it back out there to even make this race. We didn't think he'd start at the front. They're still nose to tail into the S's.
Martin able to hold off Franzoni. The best battle is back for the 4th spot now. Listoshin able to get out a little bit away from his 2 teammates. The 82 car of TJ Fisher in that 4th spot, and Coonan able to about 2 car lengths behind him. Tom, the battle's in front of you.
Yeah, the first 2 check out. Then you've got the 80 car. Fisher holding off Kuna. Those are the 2 closest right now. There's a big gap back with Stingray Rob there in 6th place.
You know, Anthony Martin just got everything stacked in his order, no doubt about it. He has won the last 4 races here, swept the weekend with Cape Motorsports last year en route to the USF 2000 Championship, won all 3 races of a triple header here at Mid-Ohio. Of course, then he wins his 4th straight race here, trying to essentially follow the footsteps of Nico Jamin. He ran for Cape, won the triple header in USF 2000, then came last year and swept the weekend in Pro Mazda. That's the same race car. So Cape Motorsports, they got it going on here with that car here at Mid-Ohio. They were able to win last year both races with Nico Jamin, looking like they're going to be able to potentially win both races with Anthony Martin as well.
Best races for 4th as the 2 Pelfrey teammates, Fisher and Kuna, nose to tail as they left my view.
Yeah, about a car length apart here, right through the middle of the back straightaway, but nobody ready to make a move. They're all staying in what may be team orders at the beginning of this anyway.
Yeah, Coonan looks to the inside just a little bit. He goes wide in turn number 5, trying to peek to the inside of 6, not close enough to get it done. That battle for 4th's a real good one. Coonan putting a lot of pressure on.
Right now, Fisher got less than a car length over Kuna as he came through 9. Certainly 9, not a good place to really make a pass. Up through 10. Looked to me like Kuna was looking to the outside, but then tucked back in behind.
Yeah, pretty solid battle as you guys have detailed. Coming through the carousel now, TJ Fisher trying to hold off the challenges here at Carlos Cunha. Remember, Cunha qualified on pole for yesterday, was actually running in the podium position, but actually was issued a drive-through penalty after contact on track. The Team Pelfrey driver is running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. New fast lap laid down by Anthony Martin as well in the number 8. He's already stretched it out to 0.8 of a second over Victor Franzoni, and you knew coming in that Martin was going to be good here, and Franzoni was going to have to step up his game. 3 races on the docket here for the weekend. 1 already done. Martin's already won it. He's looking to try to go 6 for 6 as a triple header this weekend. The triple header last year for USF 2000. John, he could have 6 wins here by the end of the weekend. That would allow him to stretch that point gap.
Yeah, but it's not much of a point gap. Even as we look at the live points right now, it's only a 6-point advantage for Anthony Martin. But again, we got a lot of racing left to go. Victor Franzoni is the points leader, officially starting this race by only 2 markers. It's far from over with 4 more races to go after this one.
Leaders just by us. And now we're starting to see that battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th. It's really kind of broken off there. So we wait and see the 6th place battle. Well, that one's broken off as well. So nobody really making any challenges this time around.
This race about 10 minutes longer, 40 lapper. We got a good battle here continuing for that 4th and 5th position. Just down to the 30-minute mark, just 10 minutes rolling. Carlos Cunha has been able to get by TJ Fisher. So a pass for 4th position, guys. Fisher back to 5th. Cunha goes to P4. Still Pelfrey's in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But flip-flop the order. Cunha to P4.
Fisher, that was self-inflicted as he came through turn 11. He dropped 2 wheels off to driver's right at the exit, and that's what opened the door for Cunha to get around him, take over 4th spot.
Yeah, on that lap before, Cunha dropped a couple of wheels off at turn 1 and went into the grass with a pretty hard impact there as he came back on track, and I thought he was going to lose touch with that. And as soon as we say that, over at 11, Fisher has the same problem. So Team Pelfrey right now sort of self-inflicting wounds right now, but all 3 still running together, and they've got a huge gap back to Bob Kaminsky, the 57, running back there in the 6th spot.
Watch the front end of Victor Franzoni's car. Franzoni there may have a push picking up in that car. He was really fighting the wheel through 4 and 5.
When we talked to Anthony Martin on the podium after his win yesterday, I asked him, I said, hey, you know, our corner callers, the announcers were able to see that you had a bit of a push. did you have that? Were you indeed dealing with issues with the car? He said, which corner? He said, I was working on the bar, getting the thing better, but I had to push in some corners. We were loose in other corners. That's what this racetrack's all about. It's so unique. Different corners off camber, banked, over rises. He just said, you know what? It was wild in every corner.
Carlos Cunha starting to close down on his other teammate, Nikita Listoshkin, as he has made up a little bit of time, almost half a second quicker on that last lap. Cuna's on the move.
Yeah, Franzoni quicker as well. He just turned fast lap of the race, John. Guys, he's closing up there, Rusty, up to, I think, 7/10 of a second.
Yeah, they're coming down the straightaway now, just now bending through the kink. It's visibly closer, about 4 car lengths. It's going to close down to 3 under brakes, so definitely getting close.
It has closed up a bunch, Rusty. Maybe he was just pushing that much harder that last lap, and he has closed it down. It's 4 car lengths over the top of 5. They head down into turn number 6. It's about 5 car lengths as they exit turn number 6. Cunha starting to close up a little bit on his teammate, Listoshkin.
Yeah, and a little bit closer there at the front. Franzoni pulling in Martin a little bit that time by. Now we wait until you get that 3rd place car because it's a good gap back. The 80, the 81, and then the 82. Listoshkin, Cunha, and Fisher.
We watched it yesterday. Every time Franzoni was able to make it up, it was by going deeper and deeper into the corners, working those tires a little bit more. That's the issue. He just has to push so much harder going into the brake zone to try to roll more corner speed. This time by virtually identical laps of 119.6s. Franzoni about 5 or 6 hundredths of a second quicker. 7/10 of a second now, the gap between first and second. And very interesting to look at Listoshkin, Cunha, and Fisher. They're really kind of in an inter-team battle right now as they roll on the track. They're only separated by 12. Fisher third with 154 points as they run. Listoshkin with 149, Cunha 142. That's an inter-team battle for sure.
Absolutely, and Cuna's still the fastest of the 3 as he is gradually reeling in Listoshkin. It's under a second now in the battle for 3rd.
Battle at the point, still about that 4 car lengths as they make their way through the S's. Anthony Martin's car looks much more settled as he makes his way down into turn number 6, and then this great 3-way intramural battle between teammates. They're kind of leaving the 4th or the 5th place runner here. Tom Michaels coming in front of you. It's about a 3 or 4 car advantage back there to 5th.
Yep, we wait. They come off turn 7 into 8, now 9. I think Listoshkin and Cunha, they're going to start battling each other real quick here. There's a big gap back there to TJ Fisher. Then you wait for Kaminsky. Still haven't seen him come up over 7.
Watching the leaders come across the line, looking at the gap again. Martin this time fast lap, but both drivers turning 119.4s. Stretching it to, again, just a little over 7/10 of a second. Carlos Cunha, definitely the quickest driver of the Team Pelfrey cars, gets down to a 120.2, 3/10 quicker than Listoshkin. I got to say, guys, it's only a matter of time before Carlos Cunha plants himself on the gearbox of Listoshkin to find a way by to see if he can't get back to the podium. Remember, he did that again yesterday. Had to battle hard with Fisher, had the contact between the 2 drivers, got the drive-through after going into 3rd. This time, hopefully he's learned his lesson, be a little cleaner trying to get by Listoshkin.
A little deeper in the pack, Bobby Eberle and Jeff Green having a good battle too. They're separated by about 4/10 of a second. That's the battle for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, Cunha was right on the gearbox there that time in the top of the keyhole. It's less than a car length.
Yeah, they come down into the S's, and it's about a car length as they make their way out of turn number 4. They're top of the hill of 5. It's a car length as they head for 6. Cunha putting a charge on here, trying to get to that 3rd spot.
Franzoni looks like he's creeping up on Martin, and they've got lap traffic ahead of them. So that's going to be interesting coming up here. Then back to the battle for 3rd place. Listoshkin, he's got less than 2 car lengths on teammate Cunha.
Leaders dealing with some slower traffic, but doesn't seem to affect the interval as they come across the line. It was 7/10 of a second a lap ago. This time as they cross the stripe, it's 5/10. So Anthony Martin got balked just a little bit by that lapper, but this battle for 3rd is a good one between the 2 Team Pelfrey teammates, as Cunha this time doesn't make up that much ground as he actually lost about 1/10 to his teammate Listoshkin, but that one's far from over.
Kevin Bury, the number 5, doing a good job. He's the driver in 14th position, getting out of the way of our leaders coming through. They're going to try to reel in Max Handwriting next, but he's quite a bit ahead, so we may not see any more lap traffic. Actually, good run here for Dave Zavelson and Brendan Puderbach. They're away from the battle as well. They're having some good runs, good speed to be able to potentially stay away from being lapped. Awesome battle here further back here as well between Stingray Robb and Chris Wright. He's going to go to the inside of turn 1. Book it. Great pass there. That's the battle for 9th position. Stingray Robb, Rusty Bell to the inside, and Chris Wright in turn number 1.
Yeah, by a car length right now, but I'm going to go back to Tom Michaels. That battle for the lead was 2 car lengths.
Hey, it's a little bit more right now. It's up to about 4 car lengths once again. Martin able to put a little bit more distance between he and Franzoni. And now the battle for 3rd place. There's nothing in it. And they've got that slow number 5 right ahead of them.
We got some really good one-on-one battles going on here. No any pack racing, but we've got Martin trying to get at it with Franzoni. Here come the Team Pelfrey drivers getting around Kevin Bury. They're stacked on top of each other now. Again, Listoshin, I believe, still has that 3rd spot. Indeed, he does, but Kuna right there. That's the battle for 3rd and 4th. Then, as we said, we go back to the fight between Bobby Eberle and Jeff Green. That's for 7th and 8th. And then Stingray Robb and Chris Wright. Good fighting all the way through the top 10.
Watching that across track from me, and by the way, we did just get a report on the corner net that there was a little bit of contact there on the first lap between Anthony Martin and Victor Franzoni, so they may be not happy with each other right now. We'll see if Franzoni can get up there again and do battle with Martin, but there was a little bit of contact on the first lap just being reported by the corner net.
Hey guys, watch as they work their way around turn number 1 right now. We have a pretty good fight here for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Stingray Robb has really turned up the wick of the number 14. He got by Chris Wright. Rusty, he's rolled up on Green right now in that Green and Eberle battle.
Yeah, he's peeking to the inside now. He drops back behind, not quite alongside there. He didn't want to make that an impact at the top end of the short straight leading into the keyhole, but we'll watch him now as he's going to try to tuck into the draft. They've got that car in front, but we'll watch him now. About 2 car lengths in front of me. The 14, Stingray Robb, trying to get up there, not close enough to make a pass this lap.
Not close enough. That last lap, Coonan tried to make an inside move on his teammate through here. Stingray Bob doing a good job. It's less than a car length.
Some great racing all the way through the field. Victor Franzoni able to close back down to a half a second, but one of the issues with this car, obviously, especially in the longer corners here, when you get up underneath someone's gearbox, you lose all that air off the front wing, and you start losing that downforce. The car just wants to push, or understeer as they call it. So again, Victor's trying to get there, but every time he gets close, falls back a little bit. Continuing to watch this battle, though. Great fight, as we said. That's for, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Eberle, Green, and Stingray Robb. Stingray, is he by yet? No, still runs in that position. That's Stingray Robb in the 9th spot, trying to close up. And again, he's having the same issue, John. As soon as he gets up behind Green, he loses all that aero on the front of the car, and it pushes away a little bit. Guys, keep watching that battle. Great fight now for the 8th position.
Cross track from me now again. It looks like it's going to close right back up. Stingray Robb about a car length behind this time. Last time he tried to jam into that turn a little bit too much, and he lost momentum coming onto the straightaway. This time he hangs back a little bit, and we'll see if he's got enough momentum to get underneath the rear wing. He's closing down right now. I don't know if he's quite close enough. Still sitting back about 2 car lengths when they get to the king. Can't get there.
Yeah, under braking, he gets it down to about a car length. So Stingray Robb trying to get around Jeff Green. He gets it down to less than a car length at 5. Kind of peeks to the inside of 6, can't get it done, and that battle for 3rd continues to be a really good one.
Yeah, they're still off of Eberle by quite a bit there in 7th place. Now coming around, here they are, the 60 car, that's Green. Stingray Robb right behind him. Robb taking a wider line going through turn number 10.
Interesting that he was able to close all the way up and has not been able to make the move yet. Again, hard on the brakes coming into the carousel. He closes to within about 2 car lengths again, coming out of that final corner onto the front straightaway here. Stingray Robb trying to get a better run. He'll tuck up in, get the draft, coming down the front straightaway, trying to roll as much corner speed as he can through turn number 1. Rusty Bell, he'll try it again as they work their way over to turn 2.
Yeah, but he lost it there. He had a big wiggle out of the car, and he lost a couple of car lengths, so that battle isn't going to happen this time in this section of the track.
That's the issue right there, guys. It's coming through turn number 1, that fast left-hander. You want to get in there, but the car just pushes out. You can see, Rusty, you called. He had the wiggle, probably had to get some more steering input into the car because it started to push. Car went around a little bit.
Franzoni not going away quietly here. It's down to about 3 car lengths.
Yeah, let's refocus, boys, on the front of the pack again. It's back down to 0.4 of a second. Victor Franzoni in the 23, starting to make a little bit of pressure here on Anthony Martin.
0.2 of a second quicker on that last lap.
Had that down to 1 car length under braking at the top end of the straightaway. It's 1 car length now at the entry to the keyhole with lap traffic in front. So we'll see how that comes out to play as they work their way down the straightaway. Stretches out to a couple of car lengths at the exit of the turn, but there is lap traffic, Brian, right in front of our leaders now. It's 2 car lengths here at the kink, but here they come, lap traffic.
Yeah, they're going to have traffic to contend for quite a while now. Martin with the advantage. Franzoni right there. They hit the traffic right at the turn-in point for 5. That stacks them up. They're nose to tail into 6. Both cars get around the lapper, but it's nose to tail through 6 under the Honda bridge. Tom Michaels coming at you. Battle for the lead.
No challenge as they go into turn number 9. It's about a car length and a half between first and second now. Down through Thunder Valley. They stay at each other's tire tracks up through 11. The leader, Martin Franzoni, in second.
Starting to close up now on Brendan Puderbach, and I'll tell you, Victor Franzoni trying to lay the sledgehammer down on this momentum that your leader, Martin, has. Puderbach will go to the inside of the racetrack, get off the throttle, so they were able to come through turn number 1, gap back to about 0.3 of a second. As you guys said, Franzoni was right on the gearbox at one point. Puderbach doing a great job to get out of the way, so they were able to roll through unhindered going through turn number 1. Still Martin and Franzoni first and second, but Franzoni knows that he has got to try to stop this momentum that Martin has here now. He does not want to let him sweep this weekend. He has got to try to get by.
And he's coming down the straightaway again, about a car length or so. It stretches back out here in front of me to 2. But that's all it is as they go by. He's still really not close enough to make a move.
Good fight up front, as we said. Martin and Franzoni trying to go at it. Again, watching the battle as well further back. Bobby Eberle holding strong there in 7th position. He's been able to stretch away from Green by about a second. Stingray Robb has lost a bit of ground. Actually, Stingray, I believe, was able to get by. Indeed, he was able to get by Jeff Green. Stingray Robb by Jeff Green into the 7th position. He's now working up on Bob Kaminsky. Kaminsky, your leader in the national category. Drivers 20 years of age and older, so a great job for Bob. He's a little more than 20, I think a little more than 50, actually, but a heck of a driver. He won yesterday, trying to win here again today.
I want to give a shout out to Max Hanratty and the whole Arms Up Motorsports crew. If you'll remember in qualifying, he severely deranged the rear end of that car, and the crew thrashed, got him in the field, and he is all over the back of Brendan Puderbach, and he's going to try to pick up 12th spot after starting from the pit lane. So tip of the hat to the Arms Up crew for getting that car ready. He had to start from the pit lane because I'm sure they were working right up to the last minute. But great job for that crew as Max Hanratty's out there circulating.
Excellent point, John. Those guys going to work. Of course, they've got a couple of cars as well in the USF 2000 program, so I'm sure it was all hands on deck getting everybody ready. Remember, they ran just before that, too, so they brought both their drivers out, Devin Wojcik and Bruno Tomaselli, while they're thrashing on the Pro Mazda back in the paddock. So congratulations to Arms Up right now. Hanratty doing a great job, able to get by Puderbach last time by. But again, we're watching this fight up front, and it's a good scrap actually between Chris Wright and Stingray Robb. I think Wright was able to get by. No, Wright's actually trying to find a way by Jeff Green now. So that's the battle. Eberle fell back to 10th. Not sure what happened to Bobby there as he fell. He was running comfortably in 7th position, falls all the way back to 10th spot. But regardless, Stingray Robb now all alone in 7th, trying to see if he can't close up a little bit here on Bob Kaminsky.
Brian, you could give us some insight on Eberle?
Yeah, I think he either missed a shift or something going underneath the Honda bridge here coming out of turn number 6. He pulled to the outside of the track to let Stingray Robb go by.
Rusty Bell, battle for the lead is less than a car length.
Yeah, they just got around a little bit of lap traffic. It stretches back out to 2. We watched that last lap, and it was about 2 car lengths. Closes down to 1 whenever they get to the brakes, but as we've talked about, it's difficult to get that front wing right underneath the rear wing of the car in front as you lose all the downforce on that through the middle of the turn. So we're going to watch it again down the straightaway. They're as close as they've been here by me. It's a car length and a half here at the kink. Still not quite close enough to make that pass at the top end. He peeks out to put himself in the mirror, but he's not there.
Yeah, he's about a car length and a half back, less than that. Now, a car length as they go over the top of 5, head down into 6. Franzoni can get close, but as soon as it does, the front end of the car washes away. He's not able to get a good turn in. Tom Michaels in front of you. Looks like Franzoni closing up.
Yeah, a little bit of a twitch for the 23 car that time as they came between 8 and 9. Still following in behind, but they're going to be meeting some very slow lap traffic in Berry coming up probably in this next lap.
And right behind them, a great battle for third between Listoshkin and Kuna. Sorry, Rob.
That's all right. The only thing that Victor Franzoni can really do right now is keep putting pressure on him to see if he can't push him into a mistake. We talked about this yesterday. Anthony Martin's not a guy that's going to make a lot of mistakes, especially here at Mid-Ohio. Loves this racetrack, won all 3 USF 2000 races last year, won yesterday at Pro Mazda. This guy's the reigning USF 2000 champion. You don't win titles like that making mistakes. He's always so consistent. Even in his rookie year 2 years ago, he was the guy that was always top 5. Wasn't able to get a race win. Ran for John Comiskey Racing, but he was so consistent. Top 5 after top 5, the occasional podium. Great run to the Rookie of the Year. He turns around and has a fantastic drive in the next year. This guy does not get flustered at all, but Franzoni's doing whatever he can. As John had said, good fight here between Listoshkin and Kuna. That's the scrap. Guys for third position.
At the top end of the straightaway now as they work their way down. Again, same issue. It's that front push that comes through the middle of the corner. They just can't stick there. They've got to drop back behind at the exit of the corner, and that puts them too far back to make a move right now at the top end of the straight.
Yeah, he's about a car length back. Traffic gets out of the way of our lead battle, so no changes in the lead battle. Kuna putting a lot of pressure on here trying to get by.
Yeah, we'll watch him as he comes up over 7th this time. We wait to see him come into turn number 8. Still waiting, there they are. And probably as they come by us here, 2.5 car lengths now between the 3rd and 4th positions of the teammates, Listoshkin and Kuna.
It's about 12.5 minutes remaining in this race. I'll start by saying congratulations to the drivers getting lapped here now. These guys in the Nationals class doing an excellent job staying out of the way of our leaders. Of course, you don't want to get into this championship battle. Just get out of the way, let them go through, and continue on. So Kevin Bury, Dave Zavelson, those guys doing a great job. Again, Brendan Puderbach as well. They're in the middle of their own fight, their own scrap, and these guys know that. Even the leaders know, hey, these guys are racing for their own championship as well. But they're doing a fantastic job in getting it done. I love to see that. Less than 12 minutes remaining, 0.2 of a second last time by between first and second. Martin and Franzoni. This is just an epic battle. These guys are going to fight it out all the way to Watkins Glen, the doubleheader there for the finale, as they, Brian, now work their way, I believe, through the S's.
In the S's right now, headed down into turn number 6. I tell you what, I think Franzoni is just holding back here to the very end of this race. He is able to hang on. Every time he makes a move, the front end of the car washes out. He may be just waiting to the last lap.
Yeah, no changes. They come through turn 9 on this lap. They both keep it well off the apex as they go through turn number 10. So right now, no challenges there. We wait to see if there's any kind of a challenge between the 3rd and 4th place cars. Nope. Still, Listoshkin leading Kuna right now by about 2 car lengths.
Franzoni gets a wheel up on the curb just past the apex on the carousel turn. He's driving that car hard and again fighting that arrow push as he gets up close to Anthony Martin, as that hit battle has been raging all race long with about 10.5 minutes remaining in this one. Here comes the Listoshkin-Kuna battle, and it stays about the same, maybe 3 or 4 car lengths.
I think it's probably exactly the same thing. Carlos has, I believe, a quicker car. He's the fastest Team Pelfrey driver here, but again, just can't get anything done. As soon as he gets there, has that arrow wash and just trouble getting by. They're going to need guys to make a mistake, and really, guys, as you guys know, it's going to be in the keyhole. If somebody has trouble in the keyhole, locks up a brake or pushes a little wide, that's going to give the guy a chance to take the run down into turn number 4. That's the best passing opportunity. But as it stands, guys, I think we're going to need a mistake out of either Martin or Listoshkin if we're going to see any change in the order.
Well, they're through the middle of some lap traffic. I thought that might shake it up a little bit. They're as close as they've been right now as they both get by 2 lap cars. Peaks to the inside again, but again, just not close enough to make that pass.
He keeps it down underneath of a car length. They come up into turn number 5. Kuna trying to get around Listoshkin, not able to get it done. They go down into turn number 6, as close as they've been the last few laps.
Tremendous run now here for Stingray Robb as well. He continues to close on Bob Kaminsky. That's for 6th overall. Kaminsky, of course, leading the way in the national category in that 6th spot, but Stingray has just been reeling him in. Every lap a little bit quicker, about 0.8, no, over a second quicker. In fact, at 122 flat for Stingray Robb last time by. He cuts over a second off the gap, back by just a second now. So let's see if Stingray Robb's able to get by, or he has to deal with the arrow wash as well. Otherwise, drivers looking pretty good here. Martin still leads, Franzoni second, about a half a second between first and second. Listoshkin and Kuna, 3rd and 4th, 0.6 between those 2 drivers. TJ Fisher all alone on track in the 5th spot. Kaminsky, I believe, still runs in 6th. 7th is Stingray Robb. 8th is Jeff Green. 9th, Chris Wright. 10th, Bobby Eberle. Dave Zavelson in 11th. Max Hanratty in 12th. Brendan Puderbach in 13th. and Kevin Bury rounding out the 14 drivers in the field. Just about 9 minutes remaining, guys. Martin leading by half a second. Working their way up here out of Thunder Valley, John Pippin. Good little battle here as well between Kaminsky and Stingray Robb. He's got that down to probably about 3 or 4 car lengths.
Robb has been really impressive for me. He started back in the order just a little bit. He was 6th at the starting order, fell back early because of that incident, was able to work his way back up. And like I say, he's challenging Kaminsky for the 6th place overall. Yesterday, he finished back in 10th position, all told. So Stingray Robb having a good run here.
Leaders now closing up on Bobby Ebert, the 10th place driver. Martin's got a pretty good gap, 0.6 of a second last time by. Got back down into the 119s, a 119.948. As they run on the track right now, it'll be a 6-point advantage for Anthony Martin. Not that much, but again, both these drivers trying to win this championship.
There goes Stingray Robb, Brian, at you.
He goes to the inside and gets the pass done just that easy at the end of the back straightaway. He's been running consistently about a second a lap faster, so the inside move at turn number 4 was a kind of almost a bygone conclusion when he gets there, and he is able to pull away. Tom Michaels, you'll see that Stingray Robb having a great run today.
Yeah, coming from the back right now, stretching out, probably has 5 car lengths on Everly.
That's going to be it, though, for Stingray. He's going to be multiple seconds behind TJ Fisher. You got to think it's going to be about 20 seconds or 30 seconds behind when he comes back through. TJ long gone and through here by start-finish, but Stingray Robb, as you said, guys, put just in a really solid performance. Fell back, had that issue, and has been able to work his way by Bob Kaminsky, putting in really solid laps. In fact, a 121.9. Last time by, Robb quicker by over a second from TJ Fisher. He's 36 seconds back. He ain't getting any further up unless somebody has an issue, but nonetheless, putting down the laps, those times, that pace, John, that you want to see out of a young rookie driver.
Anthony Martin continues to lead by about 0.6 of a second over Victor Franzoni. They're having to deal with traffic just about every lap now as we're in the final 6.5 minutes of this race. So Franzoni just waiting for the opportunity and hoping he can force Anthony Martin into a mistake.
Well, he doesn't necessarily have to force him into a mistake, but the lap traffic in front has to stay clear. That time, the leaders, as they're coming up on a little bit of lap traffic, the 12 car locks the brakes up. Chris Wright, as he was just at the entry to the keyhole turn, right in front of our leaders, you see a huge puff of smoke there. So they've got to make sure that the lap traffic is able to get through the corner well also.
Yeah, they're going to be more of that traffic to deal with as they make their way through Thunder Valley. Leaders coming out of turn number 6 right now. Tom Michaels in front of you. They've got 2 more cars to deal with.
They sure do. Probably not going to hit a turn during Thunder Valley. As they come off the turn number 9, they do have that 1 car right in front of them as they head up, still not able to get around as they head into 11.
Yeah, that's the number 12 of Chris Wright. He's got the leaders breathing down his neck. He's, of course, trying to battle here with Jeff Green. He's not going to want to give this position up very quickly, and he's actually going to roll him all the way down into turn number 1. Anthony Martin's going to get stuck behind coming through Rusty Bell. Watch this. Here comes Franzoni. They're stuck behind Chris Wright.
They're all stacked up right behind him now. They both dive to the outside here as they get there. Here goes Franzoni, inside, outside. Can't quite get there. He's alongside now, side by side, top of the keyhole. We'll see if they come out there still side by side through the middle of the keyhole turn. Right now, it is Franzoni in second. He wasn't quite able to get there. We'll see if he can make another pass. He's right behind the gearbox. Peeks out. They're side by side, Brian.
Side by side, more traffic to deal with. Franzoni has the position, but not the line. The line costs him. Martin able to go right back out in front, but Franzoni and Martin, traffic coming into play. They've got more in front of them. Anthony Martin right now is on the defensive. He's had this whole race in his hands. Tom Michaels in front of you. Franzoni on a charge.
Looking to the inside. Has to back off. Does the second plate car, Franzoni, as they came into turn number 9. Now they got that slower traffic ahead of them as they head into 11.
Hey guys, that slower traffic just happens to be Franzoni's teammate, Jeff Green. He's not going to want to give it up. There goes Martin to the outside. Green's holding the inside. He drives him off. Franzoni on the inside to take the lead. Green spins. Green spins. Martin loses the lead. They came through the carousel, and he tried to go around the outside. Martin tried the outside on Jeff Green. Green pushed wide. That allowed Franzoni to go to the inside. I don't like the looks of that.
I was going to say a little team orders perhaps going on right there. That looked like dirty pool to me, but we don't get to make that decision, Rob, and that's probably a good thing.
Thankfully, I'll bow out of that one. As I said, that was his teammate coming over the hill. They came down into the carousel, guys, and it was Martin trying to go around the outside of the carousel. Maybe a tough move to try there. An issue with Green. He pushes wide. Martin goes off into the almost into the marbles outside of the racetrack. Franzoni hugs the inside, puts the car up on top of the curbing in the carousel. Of course, he comes out of the final corner with the lead. That's not what you want to see. If any other driver, maybe we'd be okay. But again, I guarantee there's going to be some talk of that in the paddock. But regardless, we have a new leader. Victor Franzoni up front. Full course yellow, I think, being thrown. Full course yellow for the spun car of Jeff Green on the inside of the racetrack on the exit of the carousel. Well, John, well, that's a storyline change for you.
Gets curiouser and curiouser. With about 3 minutes remaining in this race, this one could end under yellow here. It'll be a pretty quick extraction. I don't know that there's damage to Green's car. No. Yeah, they just need to get him back underway. Homatro safety crew already on the scene.
So let's reset here. Victor Franzoni now with the lead over Martin after what was I say unique, let's say unfortunate. Let's throw a couple of words at it. Franzoni takes the lead as Martin tries to go around the outside of his teammate Jeff Green, put him down a lap. So Martin goes to P2, Listoshkin third, reset Listoshkin versus Kuna as well. They run third and fourth. We know that restarts are the best place to pass somebody. Obviously a little bit slower going into turn one. It allows you to get that run to the keyhole, the run to turn number 4. They've just used a quick check to get Jeff Green back rolling. So yeah, he's running. Jeff Green back on track, fires things up, and he will continue. Jeff Green's going to fall down to 13th position. So it's Franzoni, Martin, Listoshkin, 1, 2, 3. Kuna 4th, Fisher 5th, Stingray Rob into 6th. That gives Rob a chance to go after Fisher as well because he was quicker. We're going to see some good racing here over the last couple of laps. Bob Kaminsky in 7th, Chris Wright in 8th, Bobby Eberly 9th, Zavelson runs 10th, Hanratty in 11th, 12th is Green, the 12th is Puderbach, Green is 13th, Bury 14th. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go.
Green and white flags going to be shown simultaneously would be my guess. We're going to have a one-lap shootout here.
Ooh, I
can see Franzoni down the straightaway. He looked happy, but the guy behind him didn't look very happy.
Imagine that.
I don't know what's going on here further back. We got Zavelson and the Bury and Puderbach kind of holding up. They're not on the throttle getting back to Green here. They got to get on it. They're obviously the bit behind the pace car, but those are the drivers running in 6th and 7th. Rob needs to get up there if he wants to battle with Kaminsky. I don't know what's going on here. They're well back here. Rusty, are they on the throttle trying to get back up to the grid or what?
The yellow's gone. We took down the full course yellow. These guys are racing right now. I realize the pace car is still out, but at least in this section of the track, we are under Green.
That is really tough for Stingray Rob. He should have been up here ready to battle it out here for position. Green's actually tucked himself into 6th on the track. Pace car is off, folks. As we said, we're going to, I think, go green checker here. They're going to come onto the front straightaway. They'll punch off, and away we go. Franzoni leading Martin. Here we go. Oh, almost contact between the two Team Pelfrey cars as Listoshkin drives Kuna down to the wall.
They're side by side coming through the corner right now. The 81 on the outside, but they're still side by side. A little bit of traffic in front. Right now, it's still Franzoni out in front. Anthony trying to get there. Can't quite do it as we've got a couple of cars came together now up at the top of the keyhole. 2 of the Team Pelfrey cars came together. One of them still stationary. We'll get the numbers, but we're watching the front of the field. And right now, it is the Franzoni 23 in the lead.
We'll see if Franzoni able to hold on to the lead, and he has got a pretty good cushion. It's 3 car lengths into turn number 4. The front end of the car pushes out. The back end of the car steps out on Anthony Martin. Both of them are pushing hard. We're missing the 81. We've got 81 and 82, so it's the 80 car of Listoshkin is the one that's off.
This flip-flops the points, guys. This would put Franzoni back to the lead by 4 markers here and would end the streak by Anthony Martin. What a tough call here at the end of this race. I guarantee there's going to be some discussion in race control. Here comes Franzoni up the hill through turn number 11 as he looks to win here. They'll come on to the carousel. Victor Franzoni is going to win here as he works his way through the carousel. Final corner on the racetrack. Odd conditions at the end. Franzoni with the win. Second goes to Anthony Martin. Third to Carlos Kuna. As you guys said, contact with he and Listoshkin. Coming across the line Fisher goes up to 4th. Listoshin's going to fall down the order. Stingray Rob's going to go to 6th, but he was way back, not able to get up behind the guys as they work their way up here to the start. Just an odd finish to this race, both the incident over in the carousel and with nobody able to pack up before we went back to green. Nonetheless, Franzoni with the win over Martin and Kuna. Going to be some interesting emotions when we head down to victory lane.
The Cooper Tires Pro Mazda Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio, presented by Allied Building Products, goes to this man right here, Victor Franzoni. 3 points was the championship difference coming into this race. It's going to grow a little bit here. Anthony finished second. What happened with Jeff Green?
Oh, it was a crazy race. First of all, thanks Cooper Tires, Mazda, and Allied for the amazing championship that they're doing. Amazing race again. And I don't know what happened very well. I don't know if something broke in Jeff's car or something happened, because I saw him just spinning. And I was a little bit behind, so I could expect where his car was going. So I went everything inside. And then we won. So I'm really happy. Here it's not being our strongest track, but we are managing to be all the time close to him. So let's see. Championship still have a long way.
Watkins Glen up next. What can we expect?
Will be good. I don't know what to expect. It's been crazy every race, so we wish the best, but it's gonna be crazy.
Victor Franzoni, your winner here today in race number 2 at Mid-Ohio.
Thank you.